Once upon a time there was a young boy named Timmy who lived in a small village at the edge of a deep, dark forest. Timmy was warned many times by his mother and father to never go into the forest alone, for it was filled with dangerous creatures and magical forces beyond his understanding. But Timmy was an adventurous and curious boy, and he longed to explore the winding trails that disappeared into the shadows of the trees. One sunny morning when his parents were away, Timmy decided he would finally work up the courage to see for himself what lay within the dark forest. As he wandered down the shady path, he gasped in awe at the towering trees, vibrant flowers, and colorful birds that fluttered from branch to branch. It was more beautiful than he ever could have imagined. Timmy was having so much fun exploring that he didn't notice how far he had wandered from the path. Soon, he was lost in the depths of the woods. As the sun began to set, Timmy started to panic. Every direction looked the same. He called out for help, but only heard his voice echo eerily through the trees. Timmy felt tears well up in his eyes. He was scared, hungry, and missed his family. Just as he was about to give up hope, Timmy stumbled into a small clearing. But he was not alone. Standing before him was a tiny gnome. The gnome wore a tall red cap and a shirt stitched with leaves. "Why do you cry, young man?" the gnome asked in a squeaky voice. Timmy was amazed. A real live fairy tale creature. He told the gnome how he had wandered too far into the forest and now was completely lost. The gnome listened closely to Timmy's story and then said, "Do not worry. I know these woods well. I can guide you out of here and back to your village." Timmy dried his tears and smiled wide. "Oh, thank you," he cried joyfully. The gnome led Timmy through twisty trails and under fallen logs as the fireflies began to glimmer in the dark woods. After what seemed like hours, Timmy could see the lights from his village up ahead. As they reached the edge of the forest, the gnome turned to Timmy. "Promise me you will not venture so deep into the forest again without permission." Timmy shook his head vigorously. "I promise." He turned back to thank the gnome one last time, but he was gone. Timmy ran all the way home and burst through the door and into his parents' arms. Though they were angry he had disobeyed them, they were relieved to have their son safely home. After that day, Timmy was content exploring the parts of the forest close to the village. He never wandered deep into the trees again without the permission and company of his parents. And he was always grateful for the tiny gnome who saved him that day. Though his parents didn't believe his tale about the magical creature, Timmy knew in his heart that the little gnome was real. From that day on, whenever Timmy walked past the dark forest trees, he remembered his promise to the gnome. And he warned his friends never to go too deep into the forest alone. Because, as Timmy learned, magical things happen when you stray from the path.